You carried your mother's laundry upstairs because the basket had become too heavy. Her bed was perfectly made. Every Sunday she told you, "I'm fine." You thought she was simply making life easier. She wasn't. She was quietly avoiding half the house. The house still had 2 floors. Her life had become one. The home that proved she could live alone was becoming the reason she lived smaller. What did she stop telling you? 3 weeks earlier, you found her toothbrush beside the kitchen sink. It was standing in a coffee mug beside the dish soap. Her hairbrush was on the dining table. A folded nightgown rested over the back of the sofa. Her phone charger had been plugged into the wall beside the armchair. None of the objects seemed important by itself. Together, they formed a map. Your mother had begun moving her life downstairs. "You've got everything down here now," you said. She followed your eyes around the room. "It's more convenient." You looked toward the staircase. "Are you having trouble upstairs?" "No." The answer arrived before you had finished asking. She picked up the nightgown and folded it again. "I've just been falling asleep on the sofa." "You should sleep in your bed." "I know where my bed is." The sentence was sharp enough to end the conversation. "So you carried the groceries into the kitchen." She asked about your work. You asked whether she had taken her medication. She said yes. You did not mention the toothbrush again. For years, the house had been the evidence your mother used whenever anyone worried about her. She still cooked. She still paid her bills. She still watered the plants beside the front window. She knew which day the trash went out. She knew when the insurance payment was due. She knew which cupboard held the batteries when the kitchen clock stopped. Whenever you suggested making something easier, she heard a different question. "Can you still manage?" Whenever she said she could, you heard the answer you wanted. Nothing has changed. But things had changed. They had changed in ways small enough for both of you to avoid naming. The laundry remained at the bottom of the stairs longer. The upstairs curtains stayed closed. The towels from the second-floor bathroom stopped appearing in the wash. The bedroom wastebasket was empty every Sunday. You noticed each detail separately. You did not understand them until you saw the bed. Your mother had asked you to bring down a blue sweater from her closet. You went upstairs. The air felt still. The bedspread was smooth. A thin line of dust ran along the nightstand. Beside the lamp was a photograph of your parents taken before your father's hair turned gray. Your mother usually moved the photograph whenever she cleaned. This time, the dust around it had not been disturbed. You opened the closet. The blue sweater was hanging where it always had. Below it sat an empty laundry basket. You carried both downstairs. "How long has it been since you slept up there?" Your mother looked at the basket. "Not long." "How long?" She smoothed the sweater across her knees. "A few weeks." "Why didn't you tell me?" "There was nothing to tell." "You've been sleeping on the sofa." "It folds out." "The shower is upstairs." "I can wash downstairs." "At the kitchen sink?" She looked away. "What happened?" "Nothing happened." "Mom." She stood and carried the sweater toward the hallway. You followed her. "Did you fall?" "No." "Did you get dizzy?" "No." "Then why have you stopped going upstairs?" "I haven't stopped." "You haven't slept there in weeks." "I go up when I need something." "Only when someone else is here?" She placed the sweater over the back of a chair. She did not answer. Your fear arrived before your patience did. "We need to talk about whether this house still works." Her face changed. Not much. Only enough for you to see that she had been expecting those words. "This house works perfectly well. You're living in half of it. I can live wherever I choose." "That's not what I meant." "It is what you meant." You lowered your voice. "What happens when you can't manage the stairs?" "I can manage them." "Then show me." The moment the words left you, you wanted them back. Your mother looked toward the staircase, then at you. "I don't have to prove anything in my own home." She picked up the nightgown and carried it into the living room. The conversation ended there, but the fear followed you home. That evening, you sat at your computer and searched for smaller houses, apartments near you, senior communities with elevators, one-bedroom homes without stairs. You saved 3 listings. You told yourself you were preparing. You did not notice that you had already begun making decisions about a life that was not yours. 2 days later, your mother called. "The light over the stairs has gone out. I'll come Saturday. There's no hurry. There is if you're using the stairs. I said there's no hurry. You looked at the housing listings still open on your screen. Instead of mentioning them, you asked, when did the stairs start frightening you? The line became quiet. A television was playing in the background. They don't frighten me. You waited. Your mother lowered her voice. 6 weeks ago, I was carrying the sheets down. She stopped. My heel caught on the runner. You sat forward. Did you fall? No. I caught the rail. Were you hurt? No. What happened? The rail moved. She said it as though the loose rail were the only part worth mentioning. I sat down for a minute. On the stairs. I was fine. There were those words again, but this time you could hear what they were covering. I knew what you would say, she continued. What would I say? That I shouldn't be living here alone. That isn't what I would have said. You started looking at places before you even knew what happened. You looked at the 3 listings. You had not told her about them. You did not have to ask how she knew. For years, every conversation about the house had followed the same direction. A loose step became a discussion about moving. A missed appointment became a question about memory. A heavy basket became evidence that the entire arrangement was failing. Your mother had learned that admitting one difficulty could place everything else under review. You closed the computer. On Saturday, you arrived with a new light bulb. You did not bring the listings. Your mother stood at the bottom of the stairs while you replaced the bulb. When the light came on, the hallway looked brighter than either of you remembered. You tested the rail. It shifted under your hand. Not much. Enough. The edge of the runner had lifted near the 4th step. A stack of magazines sat beside the bottom stair. The bulb at the top of the staircase was weaker than the one below. None of the dangers looked dramatic. That was the problem. They looked ordinary. Most falls among older adults happen at home, and they rarely begin with one dramatic danger. Fall risk often grows when several ordinary things meet at once. A change in balance, a medication that causes dizziness, a weak light, a loose rug, a handrail that moves when someone reaches for it. On its own, each problem can look small. Together, they can turn a familiar staircase into something a person no longer trusts. That is why fall prevention often begins with changes that seem almost too simple to matter. Better lighting, clear steps, secure flooring, handrails on both sides. You removed the magazines and sat on the bottom step. Your mother remained standing. What do you want to keep doing here? She looked at you as though she had expected a different question. Living. I know. No, I don't think you do. Then tell me. She crossed her arms. I want to make my own breakfast. You can. I want to decide when people visit. Okay. I want to keep my garden. You nodded. I don't want someone calling every morning to check whether I took a pill. Okay. I don't want you and your brother discussing my house as though I've already left it. You looked down at the loose edge of the runner. What else? Your mother turned toward the stairs. I want to sleep in my own bed. It was the first time she had said that she missed it. That was when you finally understood. She had not been refusing safety. She had been protecting the right to decide what safety would cost her. Most conversations about growing older at home begin with risk, the steps, the medication, the distance from help. Those questions matter. Not every home can remain safe through every stage of life. Sometimes illness, memory loss, or reduced mobility make living alone impossible. Sometimes a move becomes necessary even when no one wants it. But safety is not the only thing at stake. A home can hold 30 years of decisions. Which window stays open at night? Where the good plates are kept? When visitors leave? What time breakfast begins? Who is allowed through the door? Your mother was not asking you to ignore the danger. She was asking not to disappear inside the solution. You started with the stairs. The loose runner came out. Someone secured the rail and installed another on the opposite wall. The weak bulbs were replaced. Your mother agreed to speak with her doctor about the dizziness she had not mentioned the first time. You wrote down the medication questions. She decided which ones she wanted you to ask. You did not solve everything that weekend. You did not need to. The following week, your mother still slept downstairs. The week after that, she walked upstairs while you followed one step behind. You did not hold her elbow. You did not tell her where to place her feet. At the top, she paused to catch her breath. Then she entered the bedroom. The room smelled closed. She opened the curtains. Sunlight fell across the bedspread and the photograph beside the lamp. Your mother lifted the frame. For a moment, you thought she would carry it downstairs. Instead, she wiped the dust from the glass with her sleeve and returned it to the nightstand. Later, she chose to turn the small room downstairs into a place where she could sleep on difficult nights. She chose the bed. She chose which furniture stayed. She chose where the nightstand went. You carried the boxes. She decided what belonged inside them. The house still had 2 floors. Some days, her life did too. Some days, it did not. One Sunday morning, your mother called while you were making coffee. Next time you visit, bring down the blue lamp. The one beside your bed? Yes. Where do you want it? On the table downstairs. She paused. I've already cleared a place. The next time you visited, you carried the blue lamp downstairs. Your mother had already cleared a place for it, not because her life had become smaller, because she had chosen what came next.